With the release of the Suicide Squad, James Gunn is making the rounds talking about the superhero genre in general. And now he seems rather worried that superhero movies could get really boring and really soon. So this comes from an interview with the Irish Times, where James Gunn was asked to reflect on his career, of course making Guardians of the Galaxy a household name, and then being fired, being hired by DC, doing the Suicide Squad, and why he took it, how he's approaching it, and to talk about the film landscape for superheroes as well. And he talks about it in two different ways. For one, he praises it because of what it's been able to pull off and how far it's come. But on the second one, he's a little bit more negative, and I kind of get what he's saying, so don't get mad at him. And he says that he's worried that superhero movies could get really boring soon. And there is a reason for this that I think most of you will agree, and that's that if you don't change it up, if everything is the same, if the movies don't change much, then what's the point? You have to keep evolving. You have to keep finding new ways to do new things. And if you look at the history of Hollywood, you'll see that there is whole periods of time where everybody just does the same thing. That is now shrinking because of people's attention spans. Back in the day, you could do a Western, and every Western was the same. They were all the same for like 25 years. But now a superhero film has to evolve, and you see that from Avengers to Avengers Endgame, for example, how big the evolution was, and from Suicide Squad to The Suicide Squad. And again, that window is shrinking, and we see now that they're just going bigger and bigger and doing more insane things and tossing more insane things in there because people are getting used to what is normal, because you can just get so much of it everywhere that there is the potential that it could get boring really soon if people don't keep moving in a new direction. You always need to introduce something fresh while also offering something familiar for those that don't want it to move too fast, you know? Like, I know people that hate Loki. They hate that series because for them, it's not what they want. It's too out there, too high concept. They don't like the whole multiverse and trying to understand what they're saying. They just want more of your typical, just give us a basic Batman, give us a basic Captain America movie, because that's what they like. Again, but that's sort of the mentality you have to be in, because not everybody's going to like the same thing, and you can't keep doing the same thing forever, because then it gets stagnant, it gets boring. So I agree with him. You know, there is the potential of superhero movies getting really boring unless they keep changing. And I think now more than ever, we're seeing that constantly. It's constantly changing and evolving. And I think more and more people will welcome it because it brings us closer to the comics.